Playboy, you made that beat.
We are back at it again. It's your boy E. Tally. It is the high school hoops talking heads with, again, E. Tally and
Hey, this is Mike Daniel Jr., representative of Alamo City All-Star Sportsplex, proud supporter of Super Sports Media.
yes, you are that a proud supporter and a star of the show. You're still a show every time you come on. You know that, right?
Nah, man, no stars here, man. I'm just
Don't
glad to be a
start
part
that.
of it.
No, man, shoot. Hey, listen. I be in these gyms and everybody talk about you, man. What Mike got to say? Hey, we're gonna make a segment. We're not going to we're gonna change the name. It's not what I can't make this up. It's going to be called what starting January. It's going to be called what does Michael have to say? That's your new segment. That's the new segment right there. Because
But I don't
again,
be,
man,
I don't be saying nothing, no. Like, what is it? Okay, you talk to the public more than I do. What is so exciting about what
well,
I'm talking
you got
about?
to
We talk
remember,
about,
I don't talk AAU basketball, so I won't talk AAU basketball until March.
okay,
So that's why you and Richard
okay.
every now and then y'all chime in with your little basketball groups and stuff and all that. Matter of fact, I'm getting beat up because I don't talk enough basketball and what moves over there Coach Kill's doing. So at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to do it, man. I'm not doing it. It's February. We'll talk all the AAU basketball. We'll have all the big coaches on from Lupe to Boo Man to if Mo wants to come on from Toros to Next Level Raiders, Lou from Toros, Lou, Mo, all those guys, man. I done said their name like 3 times. But anyway, I just want to make sure I don't forget them. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I said, hey, you talk,
And
man. I ain't ready
the,
for it. I
the
ain't gonna lie to you. What's up?
and the crazy part is like moves are being made, right? Moves are always being made, and this could be my old school. This could be because of who my guru is. I like moving in silence and then just dropping it and oh snap. It's just like my 26. I like being under the radar. I've been proud papa this season. I got guys that are putting in work. And yeah, it's exciting, man. It is. I'm in a new place of life. This surgery, man, therapy, it's got me on some. I don't even know. Remember when Martin Lawrence got shot in Bad Boys? And remember when he was like, when they were coming down, he like wanted to kind of chill and whatnot. I'm in a total different space right now, Italy, and I kind of like it. It's different. It's kind of weird, but I like it, man. But man, let's talk. Let's get to what we came here for, man. Let's talk some high school. Let's talk some high school basketball, man.
All right, first, shout out to all the winners, starting with the number one ranked team on our rankings and the number 19 ranked team from ESPN. All right, high school basketball rankings. Brennan for winning the McDonald's Invitational, taking down some tough teams out there. Steele for winning the Seguin Matador Tournament. Wagner for winning the Southwest Boys Basketball Tournament. Hold on.
Et
Hold on. Yes, sir.
South San.
No, I said Wagner, South Saying.
You said
Got it wrong.
Southwest. So
Sorry.
you got the right team. Just
All
it's the
right,
South. There's two South
Wagner
tournaments
was
this
South
weekend.
Saying, correct. Wagner was South Saying. and then Harlan. I'm looking for him on my list. That's why. And then
I got you.
Harlan won the Southwest tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And then also Alamo Heights for winning the SAC, the San Antonio Christian Academy tournament out there also. Theirs is called the Adidas. Theirs is called the Adidas Hoops tournament. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for getting me pictures so we can post on our page there. I got to get Alamo Hoops the last one. And again, thank you for all the support, for all the tournament directors allowing us to come into gyms and give a little coverage. The best thing is for us is, again, we will be full coverage of the South San tournament next year. To where though we got some things in the works, and I'm excited about that deal next year. So I think that's going to be a big one for us, man. Not just media coverage wise, but just overall being part of something in the city that, again, it'll be number 86 for those guys. So that's a long traditional tournament in the city that, hey, man, they had 36 teams. So, and if I'm correct, Wagner won it for their fourth time. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. What you got
Man,
on
what
that?
was dope? What was dope was, that was my that was day 5 or 6 from the surgery, and cabin fever was killing me. And I'm just glad you're weak to your brother, and you was able to, just give in and just come and pick me up and just let me sit in the gym that day. Because man, just getting to see the kids from all the different teams, see some good basketball games. Uh, it was great. They like to see us coming too, because you know I like what you started here, man. This is phenomenal. Between the kids, the coaches, the love, the vibe, it's a beautiful thing that the basketball community needs. And so keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm glad to be a part of this.
Well, again, like I said, man, this is again everything I start here in San Antonio. I mean it. It's not for me. It's for the city. It's for the city. So the city is theirs. It's not ours. It's not mine per se. I just get the opportunity to pull the strings on it. So I appreciate everybody that supports us, man. From all the coaches to the kids to we're getting some new merch with our actual logos on it, some cool designs, and we'll start handing that out because this week district play did start. So with me being out of the net, I kind of missed a few district games. I'm not gonna talk on them. And the only reason why I'm not gonna talk on them is because I wasn't there. You know me, if I'm not in the gym, I ain't talking about no basketball. I can talk about what we did prior to. Again, we got a chance to see some great games that day. We got to see O'Connor play. That was a great game, and we got to see Vets play. So watching those two guys go at it, and then we got to move around a little bit. That was really cool. So let's talk about it, bro.
Hey, let's talk before we jump into that. I want to give a shout out. I know we talk about boys basketball, but I want to give a shout out to the Wagner Lady T-Birds, because that same Houston that McDonald Invitational tournament, they won as well. And so shout out Wagner, Coach Hastings, of course LA, big signings last week here in the city. And so congratulations. And some girl hoopers too, man. They are playing some ball on that on the women's side of basketball, bro.
And again, just so you know, and everybody else does, man, I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to get some reporters out there to cover those games, just to kind of be that face of the female side. Um, Again, for me, I can't do both. It's just trying to make sure I lock in one. That's why we went and got Mr. Donald Glenn. Now he does football for the city for us. So again, I'll be there. I'll be a Robin to that,
Yeah,
but I don't know it enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the female basketball players enough to really chime in and say who's who and remember when we started this platform, the whole purpose was mainly just to follow the ones that are not getting the coverage. Now it's easy to cover, the Kingstons and the Trey Clarks, but little guys like the fact that we got a chance to, sit down with Coach Clark after he won, and then him to bring up some players that no one knows about. That's the
hey,
kind
that's
of
my
stuff.
guy.
That's the kind of
Hey,
stuff I want to be part of, though. Because that's right there. Think about it. We got dropping news like, hey, got this young man, no one really knows about. Boom, we got a shout out.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff that I want to be part of, and that's the ones we want to get out because again, everybody's gonna know about the big wigs. It's easy to cover. It's easy to cover Kingston because he's having a phenomenal year, man. It's easy to cover him and Brennan. That's the easy part. And let's cover some teams that no one's really keeping an eye on, and what Coach Clark is doing with Wagner. Man, that's kind of scary. Yes, he has Trey, but Trey didn't even play this weekend. He
That
didn't
part.
play. He didn't play. And then to have right now, I know he said he's going to get updated stats, but have your nephew right now being a leading scorer, leading scorer. Yeah, he's leading scorer and rebounder, if I'm correct. He's 14-7 right now. So
They
again,
talking
no
about my
one,
guy. Talking about Lance. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Lance
Lance, yeah, your
Johnson.
nephew, yeah, no one's talking about Lance like that. So to be the first ones doing that and mentioning him, and then the funny thing is the kid who won the
MVP.
MVP, again, that kid is special. The kid is special. When he gets it together, man, hey, listen, that man is showing he can play some basketball, bro. He can play some basketball. And that's the stuff that I like right there.
I,
So go
we
ahead.
we had a sleeper team this past week and weekend that they started out on a down wave, and now they're starting to play some basketball, and that's Johnson. Got to give a shout out to the Johnson Jaguars. They turned it around, had some really good games last week in the tournament, and you could just see the life coming back in them, you know. And so for me, when we have a team that we had some high anticipation hopes for, and they fall off, and to see them kind of bounce back and to see them get that life back, uh, shout out Johnson Jaguars, whatever you're doing, uh, keep doing it. Uh, and then shout out to East Central. He's got some football guys that are still making his deep playoff run, and he's doing what he can with what he has, and he does it with a smile on his face and still intense, still competing. And so, like we said, and we've been saying, this basketball season that kicked off district for district this week. This basketball season's about to be funny, Tally. It really is.
Hey,
I'm looking at college. I'm looking at college basketball, right? And it's a trip. And I'm looking at games and flipping through and seeing scores. You got number 2 losing, number 6 is losing, number 16's losing, right? And I'm thinking, and I go to our list, and I'm like, damn, like this thing is real. Like it's you got to show up every night, man. You got to get. There's no nights off, man. And when basketball starts getting like that, oh man, that's when it becomes back to being fun again.
well, again, and that's what we do it for. We do it for these young people to let them understand. That's why I wish more kids who play that do decide to play high school basketball, would try their best to use it to help catapult them to a next level to pay for school, regardless if they get there. Like there are some fortunate kids that don't have to worry about utilizing the scholarship to help them pay for school, but still go after it. Just because your parents can pay for it or you got other means, they still go after that scholarship, man. Get as much of your school paid for with something you love or something you can fall in love with to just get you to the next level. So yeah,
No
man.
doubt.
So real quick, let's go over. I didn't get a chance to post, with all the moving. I'm traveling and everything, and you got what you going on. You answering the call there and getting yourself out the house a little bit more. Um, we talked about a list. We got a new list, but we didn't publish it. And I apologize about that. But the new list will come out because we had some games played, so we get a break. So tomorrow, even though we eating turkey, we still can watch some good football and talk about the wins and losses here. But real quick, I think the first 3 teams stayed the same: Brennan, Antonian, and Steele. We agreed on that, right?
We
Especially
agreed.
with Steele winning, even though Antonian took an L, they took an L to a non-San Antonio team, and then they bounced back to where they didn't lose any more games. So they're
No, they
still
actually they actually took it out on some people.
they did they did. I feel bad, and believe it or not, they got a football kid, excuse me, still playing football right now, and the coach can't wait to get back, and that's the young man that transferred from Clemens. I can't think of his name right now. He came from Clemens. Oh man, it's Jay's son. Oh, I can't think of his son name right now. But anyway, if you think of it, you go ahead and chime in. I'm gonna let you know we look at the look on your face.
There's a reason. I'll tell you
Okay.
later.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, but so Antonio, they got a few players they're going to get back. So with them right now, they're still the top three teams. Um, I got a chance to talk to some of the coaching staff over there. Still, I did, just in case anybody's wondering, even though Still won their tournament, why wouldn't they catapult them up above Antonian? In preseason, Antonian did beat Still. So I confirmed that that did happen. So no, it cannot get in front of them because of that reason right there alone. So right now, until them two play each other again, and we're gonna keep the first three where we have it. Go ahead, chime in.
Just having some thoughts, thinking in my head. It was some good basketball.
Okay,
Uh, Wagner, Wagner
okay,
shifted up.
they're number four now. They moved one ahead of John Jay, uh, and right now those two teams are on. If everything works out the way it's supposed to, they're going to see each other in the playoffs, and that's going to be a phenomenal game. That's gonna be big. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge because right now, I have both of them winning their district. Um, I have Wagner winning their district, and I have John Jay winning their district. And so John Jay just started their district play this week, and they beat Southwest this week, which was yesterday. They beat them yesterday. So again, that's huge. That's a huge power move right there. Um, and then we moved up Alamo Heights. Judson stayed idle at number 8, and then we moved up Harlan for winning their tournament. We have Bernie Champions at 10, so that rounded out the top 10. Oh yeah, we added Clark also. Clark moved up. Clark moved up from number 7 to number 6. So we had some shift in there. The powers that be, TMI, they fell out because of the moves behind them. We had Reagan move up one. No, excuse me. Reagan stayed. They moved. Matter of fact, they lost, so they moved back. But because of Alamo Heights, Harlan, and Bernie Champion, that allowed them to jump in. A few of those two teams jump in front of TMI, right?
Yeah.
And so, and one of the reasons we shifted Wagner up, I'll say it. I don't know why you won't say it. It's because Wagner won the tournament that Antonian and John Jay both were in. So that's why they got moved up one. So that was the reason why those guys got moved from number 5 to number 4. And John and Jay fell back to number 4. And I'm sure Jay's gonna have some words to say, hey coach, what's going on? But again, hey man, you gotta win those tournaments that you're in. Because the team that they lost by, I'm not gonna say Wagner handled them, but they did take care of business. They did. So so the top 15, real quick, I just round them off. We got Brandon, Antonian, Steele, Wagner, John Jay, Clark, Alamo Heights, Judson, Harlan, Bernie Champions, TMI, Reagan, Jefferson, Davenport, and Central Catholic. So real quick, out of those 15, who surprised you the most?
There weren't what I would call surprises. What I will say is the way that Alamo Heights is handling people, like they ran through that San Antonio Christian tournament, right? Wagner's championship victory, they didn't even have Trey. So those guys had to pull together in the middle of a competitive tournament and came out on top. Guys are playing basketball. What we're seeing is every night matters. And The night that you take off, the night you take that team for granted, is the night you drop 5, 6 places on our rankings. And we're seeing that each week. Well, we're doing this twice a week. And I know when we go do our homework, there's going to be some shifts because there were some games that were played these last couple of days. And so I'm impressed at the competitive nature that everybody's bringing it. And if you don't, you get your bell rung, come back to reality and bounce back. But this season is starting out and doing everything that we said it was going to do. Davenport. Who is Davenport? Where is Davenport? What is Davenport? Right? Somebody asked me that. Someone like, what is that? And the fact that nobody knows who that is, when you see them play, say, look here, man. Central Catholic is playing some basketball. And so it's about to be a hell of a basketball season. I can't express the excitement that I have, like just to keep up with this data, man. See these
And
games.
let me give an administrative note real quick. Give a shout out to Zayden Thomas. He got hurt during the Davenport South San game, and I wanted to let him know, man. We wish him the best. Again, that was a game I went to go watch because I wanted to watch Davenport versus South San right before the actual South San tournament, and he busted his elbow, dislocated his elbow, actually pulled it out. Actually, man, it was bad. They had to go reset it to the hospital. So I wanted to give a blessings and prayers to that young man and his family because, again, we wish and we pray for a speedy recovery. So I wanted to kind of take a little admin note on that deal, let them know we're thinking about him too. So I'll get an update on him after this weekend, but I wanted to make sure I let everybody know, hey, man, we praying for you and we thinking about you, buddy. He played a hell of a game. He's the reason why. He's one of the reasons why they won that game. They were down at halftime, third quarter. He did it. He was a huge part of the third quarter. He went crazy. He went nuts in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter, they were just going along, and that's when he fell on the ball and hurt his elbow. So again, that was tough right there when they lost him. They still pulled off the win. That was a great win for Davenport. But my team is, believe it or not, man, it's Central Catholic. Another TAP school, 6A. So them, Antonian, and TMI are on a collision course. So out of those three, who's going to win out of those three? Right now, heavily favorite Antonian. I think TMI is the second best team on TAPS, I believe. Really, I do. It's just because of the players they do have. And I just don't think Central Cap is going to have enough, gas in the tank when they face them. But hey, the game's got to be played first. So anything can happen, man. So that's the good part. But yeah, Central Catholic is my team. That's my surprise school. Like who is these guys? No, for real, man.
Right.
They're a TAP school. Come on, man. They beating some. They beating some teams.
They are.
So, and then for 16 to 25, we have St. Anthony's. We got Cole. We got O'Connor. We got Piper, Clemens, South San, East Central, Johnson, Smithson Valley, and Brandeis. So Brandeis blesses the top 25 again.
Well, actually, they dropped. Remember, Brandeis dropped. They made it by the hair of their chinny chin.
Yeah, in 23.
But again, off strength of schedule because their loss came to our, number 3 still.
Yeah, still.
And so the thing about that 16 to 25, I'm going to tell you what I like about that 16 to 25. There are a couple of teams that are in there now that were top 10s, top 11s, top 12s, And when you don't take care of business, you shift. But the other teams, your Cole, right? They stay consistent, taking care of the team they're supposed to take care of, right? And just handling business, not making noise. Nobody really knows what's going on, but just taking care of games and getting the W's. You go to Max Prep, see that green W. You know what I'm saying? And so,
real quick, we left them out. They won their tournament. I apologize. They won their tournament also, man. They were another winner. They went and took care of business in Pearsall. They won the Pearsall tournament. Our
You
guy
know what's crazy?
Xavier.
We
What's
didn't
up?
talk about that tournament at all, Bo.
We did not talk about the Pearsall tournament down there. That's
I didn't
where
even know that
Xavier is
because
out of.
I know Cole is your.
Yeah, yeah, that's my guy.
I would
Look,
have been
again,
like,
that's my
yo, my guy, hey,
guys.
yo, my man.
Yeah. Well, again, I
So
haven't
Coach
again,
Isaacs,
man.
that's my bad. I did not realize, as much as this dude loves Cole, I did not realize that that was a tournament you guys were in this past. I'm sorry. So I will apologize on that one. I was, like I said, I was on day 5 of recovery. So my apologies on that, Coach. Shout out, Cole. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Cole doing anything, man. Like you said quietly. I'm like, you know what, damn it, they are doing it quietly because Coach Isaac got them in the right tournaments again. They're a 3A school beating up the certain 5A that's they're supposed to win, and they're taking care of business. And again,
They're
that's what
doing
the
it so
list is
quiet. You
all
forgot they
about.
was in a tournament.
I did. The crazy part is I put them on. They one of the first teams I shout out on the page on the X page. I put them on.
But
So yeah. So sorry about that,
but
Coach Isaac.
but definitely shout out to the Coles, the Pipers, right? Those teams that were 22s and 23s and shifting and sliding up. Shout out to O'Connor. They came back and took down Clemens. Clemens had a rough couple of games last week, and I think they're still okay. I think they're still going to be fine. Coach Bell's not going to have it any other way. You need these punches in the mouth early. That's what gets your resiliency. When that district play comes around. So better now in those tournaments than district play, right? And so, and then we talked about Johnson. Johnson having a couple of great games in that tournament that got them back into the 25. So teams are playing some basketball, man. It's going to be a fun season. And anybody that questions the rankings, folks, please understand. We're not experts. We're doing the best that we can with the data that we're given and provided. We do our best to make sure we don't leave anybody off. If there's ever a team that we're missing, by all means, shoot us a text, email, call me. Let us know. But if you do that, don't call us and you're 1-5 and stuff like that. Call us with legit stuff, folks, please. Because I'm gonna tell you now, just call us with legit stuff. We are very open, and definitely don't want to miss highlighting and shouting out anybody that's taking care of business.
So my question to you is 16 to 25, who surprises you? Who's a team that you're like, damn, okay, in a good way, not in a negative way, in a good way, like, oh shoot, okay, they're
I'm gonna
creeping
say
up.
Piper.
Piper?
I'm gonna say
Okay.
Piper. I'm gonna take Piper right now because
Okay.
Piper wasn't on our initial radar.
No.
And I forgot who they beat when we were like, we went and looked. And ever since then, they just been slowly 1s and 2s, you know what I'm saying? So definitely Piper. There's a new sleeper coming. I'm not going to reveal it now. A team that was brought to our attention that we will be talking about here very soon. But right now, that 16 to 25 is Piper because Brandeis was already there, Betts was already there, Johnson was already there, O'Connor was already there, Cole been there. You know what I'm saying? Those teams were there. But the way Piper has come in and shifted its way in the top 20 now and still going, Piper for me right now.
Mine is Johnson. The only reason why Johnson has not lost to since I had to sit down with Coach, Johnson has not lost to a San Antonio team since that day.
They bounced back.
The way they are playing, the way they're taking care of everything they're taking care of, they're looking really good. And they're doing it as a team. I've talked to a few players. I let them know. That's the funny part, man. I let them know, like, hey, man, this is what it seems like. This make guys play a lot of selfish basketball sometimes, and maybe they're taking it to heart, and maybe they're not. Maybe they're just clicking at the right time. But I want to say, I think those conversations are helping them understand what we see on the outside, and they're trying to. I think also they're buying in what Coach is selling. They're buying in what Coach Livert is selling, and they're starting to look really, really good. The player that stood out the most, though, Again, it wasn't on the stat board. There's two players to me that stand out the most. It's not on the stat board, and because I think Daryl Banks, just the way he plays, he will always be the leading scorer. I think he's always going to be leading scorer, leading rebounder. Him and Mark Anthony, I believe. But the Ian, I call them the Ian twins, Ian Rizzo and Ian Joshua. And the reason I say this is because they're both Energizer bunnies. They do a lot of the dirty things. I'm talking they're diving for loose balls. Their competitiveness at times is a little too high. They do have a true competitiveness about them to where they're trying to do everything they got to do for their team, and they're showing it on the floor. Again, they take a lot of things to where they don't get the credit for, to where those like, oh man, look, he took that charge, or hey, he's playing that defense 84 feet and he's doing all the things that they got to do. And they don't put enough points on the board for me. I think they should shoot the ball a little bit more. But again, I know coach wants them to shoot the limit he got them shooting, so I'm not going to get involved in that. But again, those two I think are the workhorses of that program right now. Thoughts?
Well, if we're gonna give them a shout out, we got to give a shout out to their dads. Have you ever seen the dad section of a Johnson game? You got to go. Yeah. You got to check out that dad section of a Johnson game. Like
Hey
I'm
man,
just saying,
that's
I'm
led by by
them
Freddie
dudes there
Rizzo,
is
man.
in.
Yes,
Look, they in
yes.
tune with every play. Man, look,
Hey man, that's all
Mr.
in
Joshua is
his
my
first
guy.
game.
Look, Mr. Joshua is my guy. You know, I had Ian way back in the day when me and Pootie was running our camp together, Sportsplex. So I know Ian Joshua very well. It's just great to see his kids grow up. But that dad section is off the chain. But I'm gonna tell you, after that loss to O'Connor at O'Connor, I don't know if Coach sat them in the room, broke down film. I don't know what he did, but it was after that loss that and it might be one of those situations where you talk about the players came together. Hey, man, we're not about to have a season like this. And it's definitely different. Like I spoke on at the beginning of the show, watching them in that game versus Vets, they look like, it's one thing to look uncomfortable. They looked comfortable. They looked like they were like back in their natural element. So, okay, here's how I relate it. A tiger or a lion, put them in their natural habitat. They're going to do what tigers and lions do. Take them and put them in a zoo, and they look different. And so their first couple of games, they look like those tigers and lions and those orcas that are in captivity. The last few games, they look like they're back home. And as a basketball coach, as a fan of the game, I tell my guys this all the time. You're not robots, you're ball players. And so they're looking like the ball players that they are. And it's good to see. It's good to see.
It's really good to see because again, remember I was high on Johnson, bro. Remember I had Johnson top 10, man.
I'm not gonna call you out. We're not going to that one.
I
I
told you,
feel
man.
like
Listen,
you
hey, hey,
jinxed them.
hey, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, man. In this basketball, in this sports world, hey, bro, I don't mind being wrong. I keep telling you that, bro. I ain't gonna get all of them right because guess what? I'm not touching the basketball. I'm not shooting the basketball. I'm not playing defense out there. So everything I say, I'm just trying to say what I think I know, okay? And then we all know I don't know a lot. So hey,
Right,
man, I don't
right.
mind being wrong. On that, I had them. Well, again, you got to think of, you got to get the five guys that make up that roster as far as the starters, right? And then you got to look at that bench. Man, that five guys are you take those five guys and put them on any roster in the city, they're gonna elevate every team. You got AI at the point guard. You got Ian Josh at the. He sometimes plays point. So you got him at the 1 and 2. Then
He's just
you
a
got Ian,
menace.
yes,
He
and
is a menace. He's a
you
damn
got
menace.
you got Rizzo trying to play. He's playing 1 through 3, and then you got Daryl Banks and Mark Anthony. And then again, you take any of those five guys, add them to any roster in the city. They just made that roster much better.
Hey,
So
look, I'm gonna tell you what, we didn't get a chance to interview Daryl Banks this past off season. We're gonna interview that kid. That kid, you remember how Tim Duncan used to play? Like no
mm-hmm,
matter what the hell was going on, you
mm-hmm,
don't know if Tim's got 2 or 22. You don't know if
correct.
they're up by 2 or down 20. Daryl Bankston's level of even kill mode,
Yes,
dude,
yes.
That is, but he's always been like that. And
Yes.
now to see it on a higher stage and a higher level, and just the way he just breaks them down and just wears you down. Shout out Daryl Banks, man. Just keep doing your thing. But yeah, Johnson's definitely our team from this past week. We gonna call them the bounce back because
Yeah,
they made us a little nervous there. They made us a little nervous.
they
And look,
did. They did.
folks are watching the show because Mr. Joshua, he damn sure came to me. He was like, "Hey man," he's like, "I got to get us back on there." And I said, "Well, tell them to take care of business." He said, "You know
Right.
what? You right." And boy, him and Rizzo, boy, they was turned up that South San tournament. Boy, let me tell
They
you,
were.
it was.
They were.
But it was good. It was good to see because they're supporting their kids, and anytime parents are supporting their children, I'm a big fan of that. And so again, hey man, keep it up and keep it going.
Yep. And then we had a few teams playing out of the city this week, so we'll report on that. We can do some after Turkey Day to kind of give everybody an update. I would love to do the show when we kind of just go over all of the rankings, the new rankings. So that's a Friday show. If you're available, I'll be available. We can kind of just go 1 through 25. If not, we can do it Saturday. I know I want to do it. I definitely want to do it prior to our actual show that we're doing on Wednesday if you're available, and then we put some
Friday's great.
coaches on. Okay, okay, yeah. Because I was just looking at my notes. I see Wagner. They lost a tough one to Second Baptist, but again, they in the Houston tournament, man. I don't count those. I don't count those wins and losses, man. That's like he said in the show, man. He's preparing for the playoffs, man. So and then Judson took a hard one also up there. They're in Dallas in their tournament, and I can't think of the name of it. Something Fest they're doing up there in Dallas. The Hoop Fest, excuse me, the Hoop Fest they're doing.
But just
So
listen to what you're saying though. The teams that we're looking at in hopes of representing San Antonio in state this year, right? Getting the regional finals, semifinals, state runs. Look at where they're playing. Look at what they're doing in preparation for it. These are the talks that this is what we should be talking about. Look at where Brennan just came from, right? Look at where Judson's at. Look at where Wagner's at. The teams that we're talking about that are really got a shot to make these runs, they're doing what they need to do for us to be talking about them come March. And so
right,
I give a shout out and I give kudos to that because they're going to take whatever lessons that they get, be a positive scoreboard, negative scoreboard, and they're going to apply it and use it and fuel it and be ready. And those are the conversations. They're not avoiding the smoke that they need to get prepared for
yes,
later. And so
yes,
kudos to those coaches that are having the long term goal. Your schedule says so. It shows it. So
yes,
shout out to that. Kudos to that.
yes, yes, yes. Well, you heard what Coach said. He said he's getting ready for the
State.
Houston, well, not just the state, but Houston round
Oh, that
playoffs. That's why he's
yeah.
playing. He's playing as many teams as he can get from Houston. So he's letting everybody know that, hey man, this is bigger than just district play. Yes, I want to win all my district games, but at the same time, I'm getting ready to make that run. So
Yeah,
it is what it
you don't
is.
want to damn win your district and face Houston and get bounced. San Antonio
Exactly.
tired of that
Hell yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
San
yeah. You don't
Antonio
want
tired of that.
to. Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
do you know how gorgeous it's gonna be when San Antonio's come through them rounds, and then it's San Antonio, and it leads me back to something again. Boo Man said it best. Our community has to get back to the supporting of basketball.
Correct.
And when that time comes in February, March, because I get it, schedules is crazy right now. But when that time comes in February, we gotta get behind our San Antonio teams. We have to.
Right.
We have to.
Right.
It,
Well,
it ain't about, oh, well, I play here. Oh, I go here. No, San Antonio. And we
right.
got to get behind our San Antonio teams when that time comes, folks.
No, you're
We have
absolutely
to.
right about that. You're absolutely right about that. You can't say that any other way. That's the way you. You can't say it no other way, man. It's true. It's true, and I think we will. Again, I know it gets hard sometimes because some people think that, well, hey, they don't support me or this, that, and the other. But it's not about that. Two wrongs don't make a right, man. And again,
Three
that's
rights, three rights make a left, though.
they do, and you prove that to me. it took me a minute, but I figured that stuff out. So you're absolutely right, buddy. Hey, let's stick to the basic math. 2 plus 2, okay? We ain't got all that algebra, trigonometry, and all. We ain't got to go all that far, all right?
Hey,
Let's
well,
keep
basic
it
math
basic,
is
man.
everybody
Everybody gotta
got to
know
put
that.
their socks on before they
That's what I'm
shoot.
talking
Basic
about.
math.
Just put them socks on, baby. Put them on, them shoes too. Don't put them sandals and flip flops on. And we got
Oh
here rocking them
man.
socks, all right? But no, man. On the serious note, so real quick, I wasn't supposed to do anything this weekend, but I am gonna make our game of the week this week. It's gonna be Clark and Clemens. Clark and Clemens, man. 2 o'clock. That game's gonna be at Clemens, 2 o'clock on Saturday. So if you ain't got anything going on, you want to find a good game to watch and see what it is about. The Clark Cougars versus the Clemens Buffaloes. That's a phenomenal game right there, I believe. And it's right here in
It
the
is.
city. It's right here in the city,
It
man.
is.
It's right here in the city. Some other good games if you want to see. St. Anthony's is playing Warren, and Holmes is playing Churchill. So that's pretty much it right there. So let's get ready to wrap this up. Unless you have, well, hey, real quick, do you have anything at the Sportsplex?
We're actually having our Turkey Jam tournament this coming weekend, but it won't be. We're playing at Mission and Gervin this weekend, but that's going to be going on. And then in the city, the Phil Handy Camp is going on
Sunday.
this weekend. Sunday.
Sunday. Oh man.
Phil Handy's coming to
Okay,
town,
is
and
that going to be in the Sportsplex? Is that why you mentioned it, or you just
no, I'm just mentioning because it's something that I feel is great for the city. You know,
okay?
anytime
Okay,
something's
all
great for
right.
the city,
All right,
I
man.
always want to make sure if I know about it to publicize that. And so,
That's good, man.
uh,
The city needs
Phil
that.
Handy's
Then the
coming
city
to
needs that.
town.
Yeah.
You know, a staff of stellar trainers.
I did see that.
I
I
know
did
some
see that. That
folks.
was
I
huge,
know
man.
some folks are probably busy and unavailable, which is why they weren't on there. But from what I saw, looks like it's going to be a hell of an experience. So, you know, should be
Right.
great.
Well, see, I'm seeing some big wigs on there. Chubbs is on there. Vince is on there. Springer's on there. So you got a few guys that I think they're really really good trainers. So that's gonna be a good event. But with that note, man, I'm gonna wrap it up. Then keep it. You want to go get some final thoughts real quick, and then we can go ahead and close the show.
They're good. Right here, right now, man, my final thoughts are pretty consistent. All you student athletes out there, remember the student part of it. Take care of your grades, take care of your behavior, take care of your character, take care of your etiquette. Don't let anything get your character misinterpreted, misunderstood. And then health. Wishing all these student athletes nothing but a healthy season, man, because we don't like seeing kids in their full warm-ups because they're injured and can't participate. And so wishing all these teams their health, and then just make sure you're taking care of your bodies, proper hydration, proper nutrition, putting in the work, but making sure that with putting in that work, you're giving your bodies the proper recover and rest time as well. And so those are my final thoughts. We'll be in the stands. I've got a couple more days of this cabin fever, and then I'm releasing these shackles and going back into my habitat, and I will be in the gym. So looking forward to that. Lord Jesus.
Keep mine very simple, sweet. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Take that time to give thanks. I do a lot of thanking the coaches, yourself, the staff, Chad and Richard and the coach and the players, the tomorrow players. Take that time tomorrow and thank your parents, because again, without your parents allowing you guys to just be dedicated to something that we tell you to love, that you have to love, again, it wouldn't happen without them. So make sure tomorrow you give thanks and you give an extra prayer to them, because again, they are the ones to help make all this possible. So if you can find in your heart to tell mom and dad or grandmom or aunt, uncle, or whoever that person, make sure that what you do when it comes to playing this sport of basketball, just tell them thank you. and tell them and give them a big hug. And that's my final thought for the day.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Have a blessed holiday with your peoples.
Signing off.